We did it! We finally got a house, y'all! Day one of being a homeowner! We did all the paperwork later in the day, so we didn't do much other than just doing a punch list to all the things we want to do. I'm too short! While I was inside, Zizi was outside taking care of some of our plants. To be honest, the first day of homeownership just felt like we were soaking up the fact that this was actually ours. We were laughing a lot and discovering new things.
We got a bonus little mini watering can.
I did go on top of the roof to make sure we didn't have any immediate problems. And besides missing just a few shingles, the roof does actually look pretty good for being a 20-plus-year-old roof. And this is my biggest problem. I'm pretty sure this is all asbestos, but we're gonna find out after we get it tested. Also, this is my HVAC, otherwise known as my problem. Here's my new tool shop. Look at this! I got an old vise! I got an old work table! I'm in love! Zizi and I have been looking for a place to live for almost an entire year, and it's been really frustrating and very tiring, and trying to find a space affordable is super hard, but we did it! And we know it needs a lot of love, but I got plenty of love to share, and I'm ready to do it! And being a homeowner for the first time is terrifying, but I have the skills, I have the brain, and I have the support. So I'm going to show you what it's like to be a homeowner for the first year. And this was day one. Oh my God, we did it, y'all! Day two of being a homeowner, and I am so stressed out. I just found out that this tile definitely contains asbestos. Because the tile is 9x9 and it's from the 1960s, I was almost guaranteeing it was going to have asbestos in it, and guess what? I was right. And then a neighbor just came over and said that he's lived here for 32 years and he's never seen anybody fix the roof above us. And that was kind of what I was suspecting. So yeah, this roof might be older than 30 plus years. And as you can see, I already knew there was 3 layers of shingles, which mean there could be rot and it could be too heavy for the roof. This is the second day. I'm a professional, and why does it feel like I just got kicked in the stomach? I did go up into the attic today though to see what it actually looked like during a rainstorm. And to my surprise, even though it's 30 years old, I didn't see any rotting or any type of mold growing, but I did see a chimney that was definitely having some leakage and some old water damage. On a lighter note, I was able to establish a workspace while I'm doing all the renovations we're planning. And lastly, I also changed out all the doorknobs and locks today. And then after work, Zizi came to help me out, but we also shared a laugh or two, and everything just felt a little bit better. I think this carpet has seen better days. Well, good news! There's hardwood floor underneath, so it's carpet ripping time. Let's go! First thing you're going to want to do is start with taking off the transitions. But don't worry, I got a lot of experience with transitions. That was a trains joke. This was day 3 of being a homeowner, and boy, was it a big day. I met with my third contractor today about the asbestos I want to remove. And I ended up removing this disgusting thing from the basement wall. I do not know what it is. I think it's a grinder or a hash stripper, whatever it is. It was in this plastic bag when we moved in. I have no idea what it is, but it is not staying. I ended up having to cut it off, but also look at how mad I look. Yeah! Woo! The previous owner was an elderly woman who had mobility problems, so that's why all the floor had so much padding underneath. And it was obvious that this carpet was put down temporarily because it wasn't really held down that much at all. And it took me a pretty long time to clean this all up, but that's when I realized I need to fix that AC. Owning a house is like generational trauma. You're always paying for other people's decisions. See you tomorrow. Someone should definitely fix this gutter. Oh, that's right. I'm the somebody. Welcome to day 4 of being a homeowner. Today I spend most of the day signing books in order to pay for the house I just bought. Not every day can be a renovation day. I wish it was, but it can't be. Also, I got my hair done today. And then when I got to the house, I wanted to check all the shut-off valves at the toilet, underneath the bathroom, and in the kitchen. Don't forget to check the main water shutoff either. If you have a basement, it may be coming through the foundation and then right where the water meter is. If you have a water softener, make sure you check the levels. And don't forget to check the air filter. Mine is an expensive one, but that's okay. We're going to replace the furnace anyways. And eventually, I'm going to go through the electrical box and make sure everything is labeled correctly. So when I'm in a panic, I don't have to think. I can just look and go. That's what you want. When I was an emergency technician, one of the most common calls I was getting was from homeowners who had lived there for less than 30 days. They don't know where the shutoff are, they don't know where all this stuff is, and they are in pure panic. And when you're panicking, you can't think. One of the reasons why they had so many of these problems is because when things sit for a while and then all of a sudden they're turned back on, that's when things can go wrong. So it's better to be safe than sorry. I'm gonna leave you today with the weirdest thing in the whole house. Well, besides the bookshelf that's upside down behind me. I don't know, and I don't wanna know. Remember, you're worth the time it takes to learn a new skill. See you tomorrow. This was the moment we found out we got the house. And 30 days later, we officially became homeowners for the first time. And today is day 5 of owning a house, but none of that could be possible if it wasn't for this. Hey there. Hi, my name is Mercury. I'm the trans maintenance lady. 3 years ago, I got in my car and made the very first trans handyman video. I'm going to show you how to do it yourself. Okay, let's go. I had no way of knowing that this was going to change my life forever. But just 3 months later, I told you all I quit my job and started doing this full time. And then 6 months after that, I used my platform for the very first time to raise $100,000 for gender affirming care. And in that moment, I had no idea that I was going to be able to raise $4 million with my best friend Jory in just 2 more years. We've helped raise over $150,000 to help other people fix up their homes. We've raised over $100,000 to get a mirror out of Palestine. We went on the largest book tour last year in North America at 54 cities, and all of them were independent bookstores. And I'm also a #1 New York Times bestselling author. But 3 years ago, I was a maintenance technician that didn't do any of this. And now we're here. I have no idea how this happened, but this is day 5, week 1 of being a homeowner. So thank you. Thanks everybody. Day 6 of being a homeowner, and today's lawn care day. But before I get told the fun stuff, I have to put everything together first, which was not nearly as fun. But then I saw that there was a QR code in the instruction manual, and that made me so happy. So I tried it, and it said page not found. You know what does have QR codes? My book, Safe and Sound, a renter's friendly guide to home repair, available right now at MercuryStardust.com. Back to the program. I gotta finally put together 2, only realized I was missing 3 screws, so now I gotta perform the cardboard tango. Only to find out they were under the hood the whole time. Ryobi, you know what you did. I mean, it makes sense. You gotta be kidding me. Note to self, never do a bit when you hold tiny screws. My precious, my precious. And finally, we could do some lawn care. We prefer moss over grass, but it's too late in the season, so that's gonna be next year. Now, before I get to the lawnmower, I always like using the string trimmer in order to get real close to stuff first, and then I can come in with a lawnmower. Now, this is the first thing I've ever owned from Ryobi. However, I really like the wide catalog and the fact they're cheaper, and as a new homeowner, you can't beat that. But in a professional sense, I'm always gonna prefer Milwaukee. Now, my pa taught me this trick, but when you are going north to south with your lawn, make sure that every 3 times you switch it up to going west to east, because then you can blend the lines in better. And after about an hour or so, I was all done. So that was day 6. I'll see you on day 7, and hopefully it keeps on going good. It's day 7 of being a homeowner, and today we met with a home inspector. The market is so competitive that we had to waive our home inspection in order to be able to acquire the house. And good news, out of the 110 pages of the report, very little was a surprise. But the home inspection is still so important because it helps direct and prioritize what you need to do first. And I'm still pulling up trim because we're trying to salvage as much of it as possible, and it's taking forever. And to make sure we get the trim back where we want it to go, I'm labeling the wall and the trim. Now, if I look really sad here, it's because I'm listening to an audiobook. Yeah, I killed it! Yeah, I killed it! And I got really into it. Now, this vinyl was covering up the wood floor for about 50 years, and I was pretty convinced it was not going to look good, but we're going to be able to salvage it, and that makes me so happy. Also, side note, Kyle from Madison Home Inspection was absolutely delightful. You never know what you're going to get in this industry as a trans woman, and he was super sweet and was kind to me the whole time. And like I said before, there's only a few things that he showed me that I did not know, but it was nice to get the confirmation of things I was really nervous about. This crack may look scary, but because it's not horizontal, it's actually not that big of a deal. There's a minor gas leak, but we don't mess around with that, so we're gonna get that fixed soon. And the flashing around the vents is basically all gone, so we're gonna need to address that when we redo the roof. Also, Mike's supposed to be in front of me because the very first thing I got for the house was this pizza cooker, and when Zizi asked me why, I said, well, when you save big money at Menards. Bye everybody, see you tomorrow. Day 8 of being a homeowner, and we're gonna go shopping. Now, me going to the hardware store is kind of like bringing a dog to a pet store. As soon as I walk in, everyone's gonna want to pet me. I live in Wisconsin, you can tell by the earrings, and I recommend if you live here, you have to get a dehumidifier for your basement. I'm always asked which store is the best one, and to be honest, they're all different kind of shades of terrible. Now, which one am I gonna get? Well, I know what I'm not gonna get. I'm not gonna get the cube one because they drain poorly, and the more compact they are, the harder they are to work with. And since I don't have a massive house, I don't want to overdrive my house, so I'm gonna go with the mid-tier option. Mission accomplished, and I wasn't pet one time. If your plan is to run a hose from your dehumidifier right to your drain in the basement, you don't need to worry about pint size. When it comes to hose dehumidifiers, there's pump and there's no pump. That just refers to how the water drains itself. Pump means that it actually pumps it up above itself, and no pump means it needs gravity to drain out. And once you have it out of the package, you can hook up the hose, and then you can run it right to your drain, and I zip tied it so it's gonna stay in place. Make sure you put it somewhere where it has good airflow, and if you want an extra bonus, you can elevate it, like put it on a table or a stand, and it will actually do a better job. And I recommend setting it anywhere between 40 to 60% humidity. That's day 8. I'll see you tomorrow, everybody.